Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are jumping into a new world, really breaking down the foundational crisis in a piece called The Collector's Offer. It's from The Making of Elements Material by Joseph Doliczny.
And it's more than just a story setup. I mean, it's a masterclass in building tension on multiple levels.
Absolutely. You've got this really intense narrative, but also these striking visuals that come with it. You know, the ISBN on the back, the title itself, and that image.
That image, yeah, this huge ice-covered figure and this desolate, snowy landscape. And that full moon hanging in the background. It's unsettling.
It is. The whole atmosphere is there before you even read a single word.
Yeah.
So our mission today for you is to give you that shortcut, the fast track to understanding the sheer scale of the disaster this world is facing.
Because it's not just one thing. It's not a single bad guy or a simple problem.
No, it's a complete system collapse. You've got political betrayal, you've got supernatural horror, and then there's this looming apocalyptic cult.
It's a nexus of disaster, really. And I think to really understand the stakes, we have to start where the rot is deepest.
The kingdom of Eldertude.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Eldertude is supposed to be the center of this world, but the source material, it flat out calls it dying.
Right. And that word choice is so important. It immediately tells you the baseline state of things is, well, existential peril.
This isn't just a kingdom having a bad year.
No. This is a civilization on the brink of total erasure.
And that framing is just so crucial. The central problem isn't a war, not yet anyway, it's a plague they call Thangrath's curse.
But what's fascinating here, and what the narrative really leans into, is that this curse, it's not a quick death. It's not clean.
No. The text says it's eating away at the people. It transforms them
into something far more sinister.
And I think we need to stay on that for a second, that idea of metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Because it means the victims don't just, die and get removed from the board.
Become a new piece, a monstrous one.
Exactly. They actively become a new threat. So every single infection makes the kingdom's problem exponentially worse.
It creates this systemic fear, not just illness. And this is where the narrative gets really clever, because the physical decay from the curse, it directly feeds the political collapse.
That's a great point. It's like, which is worse, the monsters the curse creates or the chaos it unleashes among the people who are still human?
Exactly. Because while the curse is consuming people's bodies, the political system is consuming itself from the inside out.
Alliances have just fractured. The sword says war now looms on the horizon. They're about to fight each other while their people are literally turning into monsters.
And that brings us right to the leadership failure. Faith in King Vidal's reign has just evaporated.
But it's worse than that, isn't it? It's not just the people losing faith.
Oh, much worse. This is what makes it a real tragedy. The betrayal isn't from some distant enemy. His own council is actively plotting against him.
So the king is just besieged. He's got the curse, he's got former allies turning into enemies, and the people in the room with him are stabbing him in the back.
It's a structural collapse. I mean, the internal rot is so deep that even if you found a magic cure for Thangrath's curse tomorrow,
the kingdom couldn't govern itself anyway?
It couldn't. It speaks to this complete exhaustion of the state. They've run out of political capital, military options, and trust.
And of course, for the average person, this means famine and poverty. The leaders are busy with their plots, and the citizens are literally starving.
Which is the perfect environment for some new, morally questionable solution to show up.
So you set the stakes perfectly. We have a kingdom that is failing structurally, collapsing politically, and mutating biologically. They are on their knees.
And that is the exact moment he steps in. The figure of salvation, or maybe damnation.
The collector.
The collector. And the source identifies him in a way that just tells you everything about this world's priorities. He's not the strongest warrior, not the wisest mage.
He's the richest man in the borrowed lands.
The richest man. That's it.
That is such an interesting choice, isn't it? I mean, in a typical fantasy world, power is about bloodlines or magic or swords.
Right.
But here, by defining the collector just by his wealth, it suggests that money has become more powerful than all of that. In this world, you don't win your salvation with a sword. You buy it.
You buy it, and it comes with crippling debt. It's like the collapse of Eldertude has created this hypercapitalism of desperation.
And the collector's offer is simple. He promises salvation, but the source immediately flags the catch.
It comes with a heavy price.
There it is, the central ethical dilemma of the whole story, laid out right there. What do you value more, your moral freedom or your simple survival?
And King Vidal, Well, he doesn't really have the luxury of thinking about ethics, does he?
No, his reaction just proves how desperate he is. He sends his only son, Prince Zander, on this frantic search for any other answer.
It's a classic Hail Mary, but it's also a huge political gamble disguised as a quest.
How so?
Well, sending Xander doesn't just put the prince in danger, it weakens the crown back home. If Xander fails, or just doesn't come back.
The plotting council gets exactly what they want.
Yeah.
A broken line of succession.
Precisely.
So Xander's quest isn't just about finding a magic sword or something. It's about finding a solution that costs less than the collector's price. And he's doing it while the clock is ticking on the entire kingdom.
He's trying to save the kingdom's soul, really. To find a non-economic path to survival.
Okay, so while the royals are dealing with these huge political moves and Faustian bargains, we should probably shift focus down to the ground level.
To the common burden. Yeah.
Because the failure of King Vidal's rule is felt most tragically in the daily lives of his people. They're not thinking about the collector's price.
No, they're thinking about their next meal, just surviving the day amidst the famine. But the curse adds this whole other layer, this devastating moral choice.
The burden of hiding their sick family members.
Hiding them.
And this is where you see the state has completely failed. People hide their sick because what the government does, it's just horrific.
It is. The punishment for being discovered is just definitive societal abandonment. You get sent beyond the gates of Hellrest, into the zones.
The zones, that word is so chilling. It's not exile, it sounds so structured, so bureaucratic and cold.
It suggests a segregated, contained area of suffering. Hellrest is like a portal to a slow death. This isn't quarantine.
No, it's the state washing its hands of the problem. It's pushing the human cost of the curse out of sight so they don't have to deal with it.
And it shows that the political collapse we were talking about has led to a complete breakdown of the social contract. The kingdom is choosing its own structural survival over the lives of its citizens.
So for the average person, the choice is what? Starve out in the open or get the curse and be banished to the zones?
It's an impossible choice. The zones are the physical proof that the leaders have already given up on their people. It's where compassion goes to die.
And you have to wonder, when people are trapped like that, between starvation, plague, and banishment, who do they start looking to for leadership?
They become vulnerable.
So vulnerable.
Yeah.
To anyone offering power or escape or just an idea to believe in.
Which is probably the perfect transition to our final and maybe most apocalyptic threat, because while Eldertude is eating itself alive,
there's another group out there.
An organized force operating completely outside of all this. We have to talk about the cult in the desert.
The Yellow Templar.
Yes, and if the curse is a cancer and the collector is a predatory lender.
The Yellow Templar are pure ideological doom.
That's a good way to put it. They are actively described as practicing dark rituals, and they specifically worship the tomb of a demon. They're not reacting to the crisis, they are trying to start a new one.
A much bigger one.
And their main activity day to day isn't fighting battles, they're gathering more slaves. Which is an interesting detail, isn't it?
It is. Why does a doomsday cult need slaves?
It suggests their rituals are labor-intensive. Or maybe the demon itself requires sacrifices or forced labor to prepare its tomb for whatever comes next.
It grounds them. It makes them a tangible, logistical threat, not just some fringe group chanting in the desert. They're cruel. They're organized.
They are building an infrastructure for oblivion. While King Vidal is worried about his council, the Yellow Templar are literally planning the end of the world.
And the source leaves no room for doubt about the stakes here. If that demon's seal is broken,
the world will fall into a new nightmare.
It just elevates everything. This is no longer about saving a kingdom.
No, it's about saving the world. This is the ultimate time bomb in the setting. The problems in Eldertude, the curse, the politics, they're urgent. They demand immediate attention.
But they're also a distraction.
They're a distraction from the global catastrophic threat of the Templar. It forces any hero, like Prince Zander, to constantly balance this immediate local crisis with the ultimate global one.
And the genius here is how all three threats feed each other. The collapse in Eldertude makes the people desperate, which makes them easy targets for the Templar, or makes the collector's offer look reasonable.
Exactly. The local failure, King Vidal's inability to hold his kingdom together, directly increases the odds of a global catastrophe.
So what does this all mean? Let's quickly recap this foundation. We've got three interlocking threats. First, you have the decay of Eldertude. Thangrath's curse, the political backstabbing, the social cruelty of the zones.
Then second, you have the collector's offer, the high-priced salvation that forces Prince Zander on his desperate quest. A solution that might save the body but cripple the soul of the kingdom.
And finally, lurking just off stage, you have the Yellow Templar, gathering slaves, worshipping a demon, and working to literally end the world.
It's an incredibly dense, layered setup. And as we leave you to think about all this, let's circle back to that central dilemma, the one facing anyone who wants to save Eldertude.
Given that the kingdom is already falling apart from the inside, which threat is the more immediate danger?
Is it the collector? His offer demands a huge moral compromise right now, a debt that will shape the kingdom's entire future.
Or is it the Yellow Templar? Their plan is long-term, maybe, but it promises absolute irreversible destruction for everyone.
The choice you have to make is between immediate survival at a terrible cost versus holding on to your long-term moral and, well, cosmological integrity.
That's a deep dive we hope you keep exploring.